Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I am Tanvi Taneja, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Campaigning for the third phase of India's general elections picks up. BJP's Amit Shah and Congress's Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on election trail in Gujarat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to hold rallies in Maharashtra and Goa later today. Israel sends ceasefire proposal to Hamas. Hamas says it would study the proposal before submitting its response. Aid from Cyprus to Gaza resumes. Thousands rally in Sydney and other Australian cities urging tougher laws to demand gender violence justice. Prime Minister Albanese to attend one such rally in the national capital Canberra on Sunday. And in sports, triple glory for India at the Archery World Cup. India bags gold in men's and women's compound team event. So up first, we get you the latest on the world's largest democratic elections in India. So the poll fever goes high in India as voting for the second phase of general elections in the country was held on Friday. Among the 13 states and union territories, the northeastern state of Tripura recorded the highest voter turnout on Friday. Manipur recorded the second highest turnout at 77.3%. Campaigning for the third phase of Lok Sabha elections gains momentum. Political parties are gearing up to woo voters. Senior BJP leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Maharashtra and Goa today in order to garner support for the party candidates. Prime Minister will also hold rallies in Kolhapur, in Maharashtra and South Goa. Senior Bharatiya Janata Party leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah was in Porbandar, Gujarat, where he held an election rally. He will be further holding a public meeting in Panchmahal and also address a roadshow in Vadodara. With the election campaign at its peak, political leaders are holding rallies and roadshows across the country. This is, of course, to make their final pitch before the voter decides. Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi addressed a public gathering in Valsad town of Gujarat. She will also hold a rally in Maharashtra's Latur district later today. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge will visit Assam today, where he will be holding a rally in Guwahati. Later in the day, he will hold a press conference in Assam's Barpeta district. The third phase of India's general elections will witness 95 constituencies across the country going to polls. The figure includes the Betul constituency in Madhya Pradesh, where voting process initially planned for April 26th was adjourned due to death of a BSP candidate. The third phase of the elections will witness 12 states and union territories participating in the democratic process. A total of 1,351 candidates are contesting their fate in phase 3 of India's elections. This figure excludes the sole BJP candidate in Surat, who was elected unopposed. Several people from the Sikh community joined the Bharatiya Janata Party on Saturday in the national capital, Delhi. They joined the party in the presence of National General Secretary Tarun Chugh, party leader Manjinder Singh Sirsa and Virendra Sachdeva. As India shares its journey of empowering people through digital public infrastructure, it hopes to inspire other nations as well, learn from everybody and define its own digital priorities. Addressing the inaugural conference at the United Nations on the Citizen Stack, digital public infrastructure, transformative technology for citizens. Union Minister for Electronics and IT, Ashwini Vaishnav, shared India's journey in harnessing the power of digital public infrastructure to foster inclusive growth and prosperity for all.
India has made it a policy objective to ensure that the benefits of digital revolution reach every corner of our diverse society. The vision has led to the development of India Stack, a bouquet of digital tools accessible to everyone. Building this public infrastructure was a true team effort. The government, private sector, non-profit organizations, and volunteers all played a crucial role. The India Stack is like a set of building blocks for our digital world.
The 7th session of the Working Group on Priority Investment Projects was held in Moscow on Friday under IRIGC Tech Mechanism. Secretary DPIIT held a meeting with Russian officials of the Ministry of Industry and Trade of the Russian Federation. Both sides discussed issues of bilateral economic cooperation, several ongoing and prospective projects for investment. Moving on, India's Meteorological Department has predicted heat wave over east and south peninsular areas of the country till April 30th. Heat wave to severe heat wave conditions are likely to prevail in many places over Gangetic West Bengal, in some parts over Odisha, and in isolated pockets over sub-Himalayan West Bengal. The Weather Department has also issued a heat wave alert for Maharashtra's Thane district, Raigad district, and parts of Mumbai till April 29th. Meanwhile, Delhi is expected to receive light rain with thunder showers on Saturday, accompanied by gusty winds. And now, here's a special report on the Kohima War Cemetery, a solemn tribute to the brave souls who perished in the fierce battle between Britishers and Indian forces against the Japanese invasion in the northeastern state of the country, Nagaland. Situated at the pivotal point where the Japanese advance was halted, the cemetery, meticulously maintained by the Commonwealth War Graves Commission, honours the sacrifices of over 1,400 burials and 900 Hindu and Sikh cremations. Our correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya has filed this report.
Welcome to Kohima, a place of profound history and remembrance. Today, we give you a tour of Kohima War Cemetery, which is a memorial dedicated to soldiers who died in the Second World War at Kohima. Amidst the tranquil beauty of Kohima lies a solemn tribute to the brave souls who made the ultimate sacrifice during the Second World War. Established in April 1944, this war cemetery stands as a testament to the valor and the sacrifice of the 2nd British Division of the Allied Forces. Popularly remembered as the Stalingrad of the East, the Battle of Kohima was fought from April 4th to June 22nd in 1944. With 1,421 graves, each one a reminder of the life lost in the fight for freedom. Perched atop the Garrison Hill, the cemetery offers a breathtaking panorama of Kohima, a serene resting place for the heroes. 917 Hindus and 6 soldiers were also cremated according to their faith, their bravery forever etched in the history. A visit to the sacred ground is a journey through time, leaving visitors captivated by the courageous tales of those who lie here. In Kohima, amidst the picturesque surroundings, the spirits of heroes live on, their sacrifice a beacon of hope for generations to come. With cameraperson Navin, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for GD India from Kohima, Nagaland.
Next, we take a look at what else is happening across the world. US President Joe Biden appeared on a live radio broadcast with interviewer Howard Stern on Friday, telling family stories, sharing his thoughts on Roe versus Wade, and that he would participate in a debate with Donald Trump, his Republican opponent in November's elections. Staying with United States, violent tornadoes slammed Nebraska on Friday evening, causing severe damage in Omaha City. Hundreds of homes and other structures were damaged as the tornado tore for miles along the farmland and into subdivisions. The Airplay airfield, also known as Omaha Airport, was closed upon the touchdown of the tornado. In a delectable display of creativity and culinary artistry, chocolate makers have meticulously crafted 15,000 delectable sweets resembling the iconic mascots of Paris 2024 Olympics. These mouth-watering treats serve as both a delectable indulgence, also a delightful homage to the upcoming Olympic Games. You're watching DD India Live, still to come on this edition. Ukraine says Russia has targeted its energy facilities in 3 regions. Taiwan faces increased military pressure from China a day after US Secretary of State Antony Blinken ended a visit to China. And Pakistan's jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan says that he would rather be in prison than striking a deal with those who enslaved the country. Stories that matter from across the globe.
Accurate, authentic journalism that serves you right. From politics to glamour, from sports to world affairs, with a fusion of aesthetics and substance. Introducing news in a new avatar. Experience the world through a new lens. Stay tuned to DD India for an exciting journey beyond borders.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Tanvi Taneja. On to the West Asian crisis now. Hamas on Saturday said it had received Israel's official response to its position over ceasefire talks and will study the proposal before submitting its response. Hamas's deputy Gaza chief Khalil al-Hayya in a statement informed about the development. After more than 6 months of the Gaza conflict, negotiations remain deadlocked, with Hamas sticking to its demands that any agreement must end the conflict. Meanwhile, an Egyptian delegation visited Israel for discussion with Israeli officials on Friday, looking for a way to restart talks to end the conflict and return remaining hostages taken when Hamas fighters stormed into Israeli towns on October the 7th. The United States and 17 other countries appealed to Hamas on Thursday to release all of its hostages as a pathway to end the crisis. Egypt, Qatar and the United States have been unsuccessfully trying to seal a new truce deal in Gaza ever since a one-week halt to the fighting in November saw 80 Israeli hostages exchanged for 240 Palestinians held in Israeli prisons. Aid was airdropped in Gaza on Saturday, followed by an explosion occurred along the Israel-Gaza border. Smoke rose around the border, prompting movement of military vehicles. After a pause following Israel's killing of 7 aid workers, aid from Cyprus resumed on Friday night. Ship carrying food left the port of Larnaca with aid donated by the United Arab Emirates. The Israel-Hamas conflict is in its 7th month. Israel's military on Friday released a video of what it said was its air force striking a terrorist who advanced attacks against Israel in Lebanon's West Bekaa district. In a statement, the IDF said an IAF aircraft struck and eliminated Musab Khalaf in the area of Maidoun in Lebanon, a senior terrorist in the Jama Islamiyah terrorist organization who advanced a large number of terror attacks against Israel. It further said the Jama Islamiyah terrorist organization recently planned and promoted a large number of terror attacks from Lebanese territory against Israel in the area of Har Dov as well as additional areas in northern Israel. Israel's hardline National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir was slightly hurt in a car accident and taken to hospital on Friday. Police Commissioner Kobi Shabtai said two other people were injured in the incident and said that they were investigating the circumstances. Ben-Gvir was leaving the scene in the city of Ramleh near Tel Aviv, where police said that a suspected stabbing attack had occurred shortly before. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said that Iran should question the effectiveness of weapon systems after its failed attack on Israel earlier this month. He added that Israel has a significant ability to defend itself.
Now, what the Iranians learn, I'm not really sure, but what they should learn is that, first of all, their systems don't work as advertised. That they employed a lot of munitions with the intent on creating significant damage in Israel. They should be questioning the effectiveness of their weapon systems and their planning. So hopefully they don't walk away from this overconfident that they can do this at will, because I think Israel has demonstrated that it has a significant ability to defend itself.
Further, the U.S. military said on Friday that Iran-backed Houthis launched 3 anti-ship ballistic missiles into the Red Sea from Yemen, causing minor damage to one ship, the UK-owned MV Andromeda Star. U.S. Central Command said on the social media platform X, a missile landed in the vicinity of a second vessel, the MV Maisha, but it was not damaged. Yemen's Houthis said on Saturday that their missiles hit the Andromeda Star oil tanker in the Red Sea. Houthi spokesman Yahya Sarriah said that the Panama flagship was a British-owned vessel, but shipping data showed that it was recently sold. Its current owner is Seychelles registered. The tanker is engaged in Russia-linked trade. It was en route from Primorsk, Russia to Vadinar. Houthi terrorists have launched repeated drone and missile strikes in the Red Sea, Bab al-Mandab Strait and the Gulf of Aden since November, forcing shippers to reroute cargo to longer and more expensive journeys around southern Africa. The attack on the Andromeda Star comes after a brief pause in Houthis' campaign that targets ships with ties to Israel, the United States and Britain. Iran's foreign minister said that the crew of a seized Portuguese-flagged ship linked to Israel has been granted consular access and they are expected to be freed. Iran's Revolutionary Guard seized the container vessel MSC Ares with a crew of 25 in the Strait of Hormuz on April 13th, days after Tehran vowed to retaliate for a suspected Israeli strike on its consulate in Damascus. Iran had said that it would close the crucial shipping route. According to Iranian media, Foreign Minister Hossein Amirabdollahian told his Portuguese counterpart, Paulo Rangel, in a telephone conversation that the humanitarian issue of the release of the ship's crew is of serious concern. Iran's foreign ministry has said that the Ares was seized for violating maritime laws and that there was no doubt that it was linked to Israel. Recent attacks on merchant shipping in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden by Yemen's Iran-aligned Houthis, claiming solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza during Israel's war with Hamas, have affected global shipping. Updates on Russia-Ukraine conflict now. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin has announced new weapons purchases for Ukraine worth $6 billion on Friday. The announcement comes days after President Biden signed a long-awaited aid package containing $61 billion in military support for Ukraine. In a media briefing, Austin said the U.S. will provide Ukraine additional Patriot missiles for its air defense systems as part of additional aid package. The new funding, the largest tranche of U.S. aid sent to date, also includes High Mobility Artillery Rocket System or HIMARS, as well as Switchblade and Puma drones, counter-drone systems and artillery.
I'm also pleased to announce today an additional commitment of $6 billion through our Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative. That will allow us to procure new capabilities for Ukraine from U.S. industry. This is the largest security assistance package that we've committed to date.
Meanwhile, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg called on other allies to follow Germany's example and to increase their aid to Ukraine during a visit to Germany on Friday.
Germany is the biggest European contributor of military aid to Ukraine. You just decided to send a third Patriot system to Ukraine, and I strongly believe that other allies should follow the example of Germany.
On the ground, Ukraine has claimed that Russia has attacked Ukrainian energy facilities in 3 regions on Saturday. The attack damaged equipment and injuring at least 1 energy worker. On social media, Ukrainian energy minister said the Russian strikes targeted the Dnipropetrovsk region in central Ukraine and the western regions of Lviv and Ivano-Frankivsk. Ukraine's largest private energy company, DTEK, said its 4 thermal power stations were hit. Ukraine further claimed that its air defense shot down 21 of 34 Russian missiles fired in an overnight attack. It said Ukrainian fighter planes, air defense missile units, mobile fire groups and means of radio electronic warfare were involved in repelling the Russian missile strikes. Shifting focus to the Asia-Pacific, a day after U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken ended a visit to China, Taiwan reported renewed Chinese military activity near the island on Saturday with 12 aircraft crossing the sensitive median line of the Taiwan Strait. Taiwan's defense ministry said that from 9:30 in the morning on Saturday, it had detected 22 Chinese military aircraft, including Su-30 fighters, of which 12 had crossed the median line to Taiwan's north and center. Taiwan's defense ministry said that the aircraft were involved in joint combat readiness patrols with Chinese warships, adding that Taiwanese aircraft and ships responded appropriately. It did not give further details. China has urged the United States to stop hyping up the false narrative of China's overcapacity and asked for it to lift what it called illegal sanctions on Chinese companies. The statement came after the meeting between U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi on Friday. Chinese President Xi Jinping also reiterated Beijing's concerns that Washington was suppressing its economic development in its meeting with Blinken.
发展，不寻求同中国脱钩，无意阻止中国科技进步的表态落到实处。停止炒作中国产能过剩论的虚假叙事，撤销对中国企业的非法制裁，停止加征违反世贸组织。美方应该将不寻求遏制中国经济发展，不寻求同中国脱钩，无意阻止中国科技进步的表态落到实处。 停止炒作中国产能过剩论的虚假叙事，撤销对中国企业的非法制裁，停止加征违反世贸组织规则的301关税。
On his visit to China, Blinken also clarified that U.S. export controls on sending advanced computing chips to China are not meant to hold back China's economy or technological development of the country. Since 2022, U.S. officials have imposed sweeping controls on which computing chips can be exported to China. But the U.S. officials have granted at least 2 U.S. companies, Intel and Qualcomm, licenses to keep shipping chips to Huawei, which is using an Intel chip to power a new laptop model. On to Oceania region now. Thousands rallied in Sydney and other major Australian cities urging tougher laws on gendered violence on Saturday. Protesters demanded stronger criminal laws, gathered in Sydney, capital of New South Wales state, for the rally. Some protesters carried posters that read, "Respect" and "No more violence." In South Australia's capital, Adelaide, it was estimated around 3,000 people rallied at the city's Parliament building.
Every single day.
Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said violence against women is an epidemic in this country and added that he would be part of one such rally in Canberra on Sunday. Pakistan's jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan has ruled out an agreement with those who enslaved the country, saying he is ready to serve for 9 more years in prison but will never strike a deal with them. In a message released on Friday for the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party's 28th Foundation Day, Khan said the worst dictatorship was imposed on the country, which was becoming the basis for destruction of Pakistan's economy, government rule, democracy and judiciary. He called on every individual to play their role in stopping this descent towards the country's ruin. Khan said he was kept behind bars for the past 9 months due to fake and concocted cases. On to sports news now. The Indian men's and women's teams claimed a gold each in the compound events at the ongoing Archery World Cup Stage 1 in Shanghai on Saturday. The women's team led the charge as the trio of Jyoti Sureka Vennam, Aditi Swami and Parneet Kaur got the better of Italy's Marcello Tonioli, Irene Francini and Elisa Rona by 236 to 225. The Indian women's team just dropped 4 points and managed to beat the 6th-seeded Italy without breaking a sweat. On the other hand, Abhishek Verma, Priyansh and Prathamesh Fuge produced a similar display of dominance against the Netherlands and came out victorious by 238 to 231. The Indian men's team dropped just 2 points. Then India added a third gold to its kitty as the pair of Jyoti Sureka Vennam and Abhishek Verma won the compound mixed team gold final by defeating Estonia 158 to 157. So that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on our DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. That's it in this edition of DD India Live. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.